If you could build your business from anywhere in the world, would you? Welcome to the Doing What You Know podcast. I'm Ray Thigpen. This show is about closing the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Through real conversations, lived experience, and practical insight, we focus on mindset, growth, and becoming who you were created to be. Let's get into it. Welcome to episode 9 of the Doing What You Know podcast. I'm your host, Ray Thigpen. I'm excited to introduce you to my next guest. She's a digital nomad coach and a world traveler. She's visited 49 countries and built her life around freedom, purpose, and possibility. And through her photography and her digital nomad mastermind school group, she helps others turn what they already know into businesses that support the life they actually want to live. So, Dina, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ray. Looking forward to this. I think it's going to be fun.
It will be. It's always fun. So, tell me, we met in the Skool community, but tell me a
Yes.
little bit about your background, Dina. What's where you come from, and what you're currently doing.
So I come from the UK, which, yeah, I'm currently out at the moment. Just spent winter here. Well, I spent half of winter in Australia and the other half I'm in Wales for Christmas. And I'm off to Cape Town next week, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm a digital nomad coach. I've been a coach for about 10, 11 years. And I basically started as a life coach. Then I started to get a lot of people who were asking me about their creative businesses. And I had an experience, like I had a background in freelancing and event management. So I kind of knew how businesses were run and how to network. So I was helping creative businesses become profitable. And then I started traveling the world. As you said, I've been to so many countries and I was able to work online. And then I gradually became the OG digital nomad coach, which is pretty cool. And I've done it for, as I said, I've been coaching now for over 10 years and I absolutely love it. And now I have a school community where I met you, Ray. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I love what I do and I love being able to be free enough to travel the world.
Yeah, that's the OG digital nomad coach. That's I would say that's pretty original. I've honestly, until I met you, I'd never heard of a digital nomad, much less a digital nomad coach. So it's yeah, I was impressed. I love what you're doing. I grew up a Navy brat,
Okay.
so I traveled the world. As a kid, actually saw 2 countries with my dad. We spent some time in Cyprus and Japan. Then when I
Amazing.
graduated high school, I went in the Navy myself for 6 years, so I saw 3 more countries: Cuba, Italy, and Iceland.
Oh, wow.
Um, and then my wife and I have done a few cruises, Mediterranean. So, the Mediterranean islands. We've been to Aruba, but so maybe 10 countries in my whole lifetime that I've visited outside the U.S.
Oh,
So,
wow.
it
Okay.
sounds like an exciting lifestyle that you got. Something that most people would consider very expensive to do, and I know that that's not how you're doing it at all. So tell us a little bit about that digital nomad lifestyle.
So yeah, I started just traveling to different countries for like weeks at a time, coming back to the UK. I was in a relationship, so I was traveling and my partner had to work, and that was okay. I got to spend lots of time in Portugal, lots of time in Greece, which was great. Then I broke up with my partner and I went full time into travel, which was pretty cool. I went to Morocco for 3 months, went to Spain for 2 months, went back to Portugal for like 6, 7 months. Went to Greece, Crete in particular, which was gorgeous. Spent a lot of time there as well, and then moved to Asia, and that was really cool. It doesn't necessarily have to be really expensive. I was in my 20s, late 20s, when I first started traveling full time, and I spent a lot of my travel experiences in hostels where I was spending like $6 to $10 a night. and was surrounded by fun, interesting people that wanted to go and explore with me, which was pretty cool. And I would also travel with friends, and we would share hotel rooms and stuff like that. So I would always split the cost, which yeah, was really good. And now I kind of do a mix of everything. So I'll either travel on my own, stay in a hotel on my own, or go with my partner, my current partner, or I would go with friends. Like I'm going to Cape Town, and we will share an apartment. So especially if you go to Asia and places like South Africa, the living cost is so cheap that it makes it easier to spend longer times in those places. While if you're in Europe, it's a lot more expensive. So then you end up staying in cheaper accommodation, maybe a little bit outside of the city, or just, yeah, sharing with people rather than being on your own, maybe in a shared co-living or a shared house or something.
So, do you have a home base or a place where you have roots, or are you just constantly on the go?
So I do have a base now. I got a base because of COVID, because when COVID happened, I was stuck in Malaysia, which was a bit um it was just a bit chaotic. And I ended up like having to get deported because of the restrictions and stuff like that. So then I ended up getting a base in Wales, which I spend maybe 5, 6 months of my time, and then I spend the other 6 months traveling.
Okay, nice. So, most people probably plan and dream to spend like 2 weeks vacation every year. Um, did because you're traveling, say 6 months out of the year, does it feel like a vacation or does it feel like work?
I feel like it's a lifestyle. It's just a lifestyle. Like some people, they really like they're a creature of home comforts. They love being comfortable. While for me, I feel most alive and most like myself when I'm on the road and I'm exploring new places and meeting new people. So it's just a preference, but it doesn't have to be. You can decide how your travel looks like. For instance, I'm a digital nomad coach. I've helped people like move countries. I've helped people travel the world, like every month a new place. I've helped people figure out that they wanted to live like a third of their time in Brazil, a third of their time in Portugal, and a third of their time in Holland. So it's not necessarily about traveling full time. You can actually just design your life the way that you want to live. So if you want to just pick up your bags and leave and go and travel, you can do that. You have that freedom to go and be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do and live wherever you want to live. And you don't have to answer to anybody, which is what I love about being a digital nomad. I think
Mm.
it's more about that than it is about travel these days. And I have lived a life. I spent 4 years traveling full time, and that was really fun. But it does get exhausting because you have to carry around bags, and you're constantly moving every 1 or 2 months to the next place. So yeah, it's just a lifestyle for me now rather than feeling like I it's hard work. And
Mm.
it does help that I have a base.
I get that. I get that. My wife and I spent about 2 years on the road here in the U.S. full time traveling in our RV. So every 2 to 3 weeks we had to pack up and go somewhere else. So I get that it is a lifestyle, but we didn't really take it to the extent that you did. So although we had a YouTube channel to kind of uh, share our adventures, we weren't teaching anybody how to do that. But
Yeah.
you're teaching people how to do it, and with that comes a certain mindset. How did you come across that mindset? How do you carry that mindset forward and teach other people how to think about that lifestyle?
Well, I've run a few businesses in my lifetime. So when I was 16, let's go back even further. When I was 16, I realized that I didn't want to work for somebody else and I wanted to be in control of my time. And I was watching my parents who were both doctors, and they were working on weekends, nights, long hours, and they were just constantly working. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work on the weekends. I don't want to work at night. I just want to have like a job that I can be in control of my own hours. And I knew that from 16, so a very young age. And then I started my first business when I was 19, which was a charity fundraising business where I would host events to raise money for charity. And I was also working a call center job alongside that as well, so I could earn some money while making money for charity. But like, I had a team, and I like instantly thought, yeah, I like managing teams. I like managing people. So I ended up being a freelance event manager, and that was really fun. But I wasn't making enough money, and I ended up in corporate sales. And
Mm,
when I was in corporate sales, that was that was where I learned how to sell, which was good, but I absolutely hated the corporate world.
mm.
It wasn't me. I'm not made to wear a suit and speak to people who just are sucked into the system.
Mm, mm.
And yeah, after that, my boss, after like 6 months, he kind of said to me, Dina, this job isn't right for you. You should read the 4 Hour Work Week. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. And you should study coaching. I think you'd be a really good coach. And then he let me go. So I was given like a sign from the universe that on where to go next after leaving that job.
Right.
And I did a diploma in coaching after a 2-day event where I really realized that I was actually in love with coaching. I just liked asking the right questions and helping people. And I read the 4 Hour Work Week as well. And I was like, that was when I was fascinated by the idea of being able to escape the 9 to 5 and live the life that I want to live, not what society wants me to live.
Yeah,
So that's kind of,
that's big. A lot of people
yeah,
get stuck in that 9 to 5 rat trap, and you know, that has a negative impact on a lot of their mindsets because they feel stuck, they don't like their job, they don't like their boss, they don't like their coworkers, they don't like their hours, and they run out of things they do like because they don't like so much, and then that gets stuck in their mindset. And so coaching, we have that in common as well. I love coaching, and I think the biggest thing that I get out of coaching is seeing my clients, if I'm doing one-on-ones or pickleball coaching or whatever, when their eyes light up when they finally catch something that you're teaching them. That just means the whole thing to me.
yeah. Yeah, I love that feeling when people have a light bulb moment when they just go, "Yes, this is what I want to do." I've started working with a client recently, and she came to me and she was just like, "I've tried everything and I can't find the right career path for me." And then just by asking the right questions within an hour, she's got um like a new career path that she's really passionate about and that lights her up. And she's for the past 2 weeks she's just been working on it every day, growing it and building it. And it's just amazing that what the power of coaching does, like being able to figure out something that you've spent so much money, so much time, so much effort on, and you actually find the right path for you, and it seems to be a lot easier than the other paths.
Yeah, that's following your passion is huge, and that's something that I really didn't know what my passion was and my passion for coaching until after I found a mentor and I was working with my mentor. And through one of our one-on-one sessions, I had that light bulb moment. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what I should be doing. Because at the time, I had already been coaching pickleball and I was passionate about it. And I loved what was happening with my students. And it never really dawned on me that I could transfer that same type of business into life coaching or business coaching. It's still coaching, right? And it's so I have that passion of teaching and coaching, and that's what transformed over there. So yeah, that's awesome. And so you help people find their passions, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I have a career assessment that I put people through. It has a personality test. It has over 100 questions. And by the end of it, I have enough information to help them figure out the right career path for them. And then they come into a bespoke coaching session 1-to-1 where I just see what career path would be right for them. So yeah, it's just a questionnaire and a coaching session, and usually by then I've helped people figure out what they should be doing.
Nice. So are you coaching them towards a corporate career or towards entrepreneurship or both, whatever fits them?
Um, it could be both, whatever fits them, but usually people end up doing entrepreneurship. And I personally prefer edging people towards entrepreneurship because I feel like you get a lot more freedom. You can make a lot more decisions. You're not relying on anybody else. You just have to do the work and get things done. And I also have like a 3 months container that I put people in that helps them build a website, get the social media, build a community, and get their first paying clients.
That's awesome. Yeah, that first paid client is huge. Um, and so during that evaluation period, um, I'm sure you're finding a lot of people you're having to help them shift their mindset a little bit. They may be coming from that job mentality, and then as an entrepreneur, we have a different mentality. You have to kind of coach them through that change.
Yes. So helping people, I call it remote ownership. So being in control of every aspect of your life. And it's not, you don't leave the 9 to 5 to do nothing. You have to fill that time with something else. So learning the skills of how to make your own income, how to manage your time, how to manage your relationships and your clients, how to manage your location, all of that stuff. I teach that alongside how to build and run a business.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, as an older person who actually experienced the retirement thing, I found out real quick that retirement doesn't mean sit around the house and watch TV and do nothing because you have no purpose, you have no reason to live. So I had to reestablish a purpose, which is where my passion for teaching came into play. So yeah, that's so true. You can't just go out and have no purpose. And that, I guess, that goes along with the passion. You show them the pathway to their entrepreneurship, how to start a business, and give them all the tools to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I honestly love what I do, and I do love watching people grow and just seeing them radically change their lives. I think that's the coolest thing. Like seeing people in a totally different country or seeing people like get their first like 1K and then going and getting their first 5K, getting their first 10K, and they at one point they only thought they wanted a business that would give them $200, you know?
Hmm?
So just seeing that mindset shift into something bigger and more abundant. That's what I love most about working with clients.
Awesome. Yeah, building that belief, taking small steps, as I like to say. Have big goals, but take small steps to get there so that you build that belief. That's huge. Um, so you have just recently gone into school have built a school community?
I started Skool in like September,
Okay. And
and I've grown it to 183 members so far,
nice.
which I think is pretty cool.
And that's your digital nomad mastermind community, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, awesome. So most of your client, that might be an assumption. Um, do a lot of your clients go the digital nomad path, or do most of them do something different?
Yeah, so I've had clients move countries. I've had clients um find ways of traveling. I think what my clients tend to do is like travel more rather than like travel full time,
Hmm.
or they move country,
Right. Yeah, I can see that given the
especially
opportunity.
Americans.
Yeah, traveling more.
Americans tend to want to travel more.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that because that's honestly in America, we are so locked into the uh, go to school and get that job and work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life to retire on 40% of what you couldn't live on before. That seems to be our way of life. And we basically live paycheck to paycheck. So we can't afford to go traveling. And so I can see why a lot of your American clients would be moving countries or doing some of the traveling. It definitely appeals to me. So that's awesome.
But they have the biggest beliefs. They've got the biggest golden handcuffs because of the 401k and the benefits and the health insurance and all of that stuff.
Hmm.
So it's just helping people realize, well, if you were making more money than your income, then all of the health insurance, the 401k, everything like that will just, you can be more in control of where your money goes, and you don't have to be stuck in a job that you dislike. So it's just helping people overcome those beliefs.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They've got to expand their horizons, if you will. Once they know that there's a possibility and they have a mentor or a coach to help them along those lines, it just makes it a lot easier. So photography, how did your photography play into all of this?
So about, I don't know, I've always been interested in photography since I was a kid, but I never had a camera. Well, I did, but like not a very good camera, just like a $50 camera. And I was just, when I started coaching and I was making enough money, I was like, I'm gonna invest in a really good camera so I can take photos of my travels. And I took loads of pictures around London when I was learning, and I've got some really cool pictures of London. And then I took it to Morocco. I've taken it to other countries, Portugal, Greece, etc. And I've just built a portfolio of photos that I really enjoy and like. And yeah, I set myself up with a website and I've started selling prints, and it's exciting. It's nice to do something creative when you're doing something that is very I don't know. Not it is good. I would say coaching is an art, but it's just totally different to
It's yeah,
photography.
it's somehow not tangible like photography because you can't see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's probably why I can relate to pickleball so much because I'm out there actually doing it and teaching it. Um, so 49 countries and stuff. Is that about right?
49 countries. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your top three countries that you've been to?
Thailand, Greece, and Brazil.
Nice.
Brazil's really fun. The people are amazing. The beaches are beautiful, especially Rio. Rio is gorgeous. I've never been in Carnival, so I really want to go for Carnival maybe next year. Greece, the beaches are beautiful, the people are so lovely, the food is incredible. And then Thailand, also food is incredible, really nice people, very cheap, and just a place that I could just spend months and months.
Nice. I've heard a lot of good things about Thailand. And Brazil just won the first medal ever in Winter Olympics.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
which is so cool.
right? Brazil and Winter Olympics for some reason that
Doesn't
reminds me
work.
of the Jamaican bobsled team for some reason. I don't,
Yeah, yeah, cool runnings.
yeah. That's awesome. So um traveling with a laptop, country to country, finding that the internet cafes, I get, do they still call them internet cafes? That's what they called them back in the day. I don't
Co-working spaces
co-working
and
spaces.
cafes. Yeah,
Okay.
people tend to work from cafes because everywhere has Wi-Fi now, which
Right.
is great.
Nice. Um, okay. So photography, coaching, traveling, um, school,
Sports,
sports,
school. Yeah,
school.
like I do a lot of surfing, snowboarding. Um, when I'm in the UK, I do some weightlifting, so that does a bit of takes a bit of time, but I really enjoy it.
Nice. So you got a full active lifestyle then. It's not just traveling and
Yeah,
working. You've got other things that lay you back on.
but that's the beauty of being a digital nomad. It's not just about traveling, it's about designing a life that is your dream life, the life that you want to live, whether that means, you spend more time doing sports that you love, you work from your laptop. It's totally up to you. I mean, I've worked with clients who didn't want to work from a laptop and they just wanted to travel the world. So they do that as an event manager. So they don't have to always be behind a laptop. They can go and be places and talk to people rather than do it all virtually.
Oh, so an event manager, is that kind of like a tour guide or a travel guide or something along those lines?
So maybe like a conference manager
Okay.
or a retreat manager,
Okay.
something like that, rather
Nice.
than, yeah,
Awesome. Well, there's so many possibilities out there that
so many possibilities.
those are things that never even really crossed my mind. Um, so yeah, this has been enlightening, Dina. It's exciting to hear about the possibilities. Your whole coaching mindset is um, is awesome. Is there maybe, as we wrap up, we've got a few more minutes left. Is there maybe one or two clients that you can think of that over the past, you said 10 years or so that you've been coaching, that kind of stand out, that maybe there's a success story behind one or two of them that you can relate?
Yeah. Yeah, so I have one client in particular. This was early in my coaching career. She came to me and said, "Hi, I've just finished my qualification as a dog trainer. I want to leave my corporate job." And so she already had a blog, maybe of like 50 subscribers, which is a pretty good going when you're first starting and you're not doing much to market.
Mhm.
And we together grew it to about 200. And then she also launched a course for dog trainers on how to like start up a business and do all the LLC stuff in America. And she was getting more people interested in her dog training because she had set herself up with the business. And yeah, she was training dogs, and she also had a course that I helped her set up to get people registered as dog trainers. And
Nice.
then in 2 months she was able to make her first like 2K, and that was at December. Then by March she was able to make her first 10K.
Awesome.
And then a year later, she was on like six figures as a dog trainer, and from her course that she was able to leave her corporate job. And then she started up her third business. She was proper powerhouse where she was doing marketing for dog trainers. So she didn't have to always dog train, even though she did love dog training, but she spent more time just building up her other two businesses, which was marketing and the course.
Mm,
So she was able to basically have an empire in the dog training business. I think she was based in Buffalo.
nice. So obviously her passion was dogs and dog training, and she turned that into a lucrative business with your
Yeah,
help.
I think she even became like an association member on the committee as well for dog trainers. So
Nice.
that's and so she was able to become an authority as well as having like multiple businesses. Yeah, I'm really proud of her.
Oh, that's awesome. And congratulations to you for being that mentor that led her down the path. Um,
Yeah, she only wanted to make 200 and she ended up making 2K, so it was just amazing.
that is amazing. So speaking of courses, Skool gives us a great opportunity to offer courses within our communities. Can you expand on that in the last couple of minutes that we've got before we break away?
Yeah, what would you like to know? Would you like to know about my
Yeah,
courses? Would you like
let's
to
tell us a little bit about your courses.
So my courses are on entrepreneurship, so how to run an online business and how to choose the right career path for you. I also have some on travel, so how to live on $20 a day while traveling the world. There are some on digital products. If you're a VIP, I also have AI chatbots, so then you can have AI help you with figuring out the right career path for you, the right planning for your travels and itineraries and stuff like that. And yeah, it's it's pretty cool. I've made quite a lot of courses and people seem to like them, so I'm happy.
That's awesome. So tell us about your Skool community. How would people join your community?
Well, if they're interested, go on to Skool, type in Digital Nomad Mastermind, and yeah, you should see me, and yeah, you can join. It's $10, or if you want to move up the tiers, I think it's $49 and $149 for the VIP. With the VIP, you get DM access to me, so I will be there to just answer your questions and help you move along the process so you can become a digital nomad too.
Wow, that's a great value. And I'll also post those links down in the show notes on YouTube and Spotify. We're also on audio. That's why I ask people to verbally give your links out. So Digital Mastermind, what?
Digital
Digital
nomad
Nomad,
mastermind.
Digital Nomad Mastermind on the Skool communities, and they can find you that way. Awesome, Dina. Do you have any other advice before we wrap up?
Don't wait, just go for it. You'll never feel ready, but if you want to make your dream life happen, it's just step by step and you can get there.
Awesome. That's such good advice. Dina, thanks so much for your time this morning or this afternoon for you. It's been great talking to you, learning about your lifestyle. Again, that's enlightening to me. I know a lot of my audience, it'll be the first time they've heard of a digital nomad lifestyle. And yeah, thanks again so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Thanks for having me. Bye, Ray.
Bye. Growth happens when knowledge turns into action. If you're ready to keep that work going, join us inside the Doing What You Know community at doingwhatyouknow.com/team. Thanks for spending this time with me. Until next time, keep doing what you know.